every summer, and I fall in your arms. These days stay golden. Hey guys, welcome to Yosemite National Park, and I'm just hiking my favourite trail, which I spoke about in a recent video, which is the Clouds Rest Trail, from Sunrise Lakes Trailhead near Tanaya Lake on Tioga Road. Now, I have got a new GoPro and I've brought the arm, but on my last trip I seemingly lost the bit that connects the GoPro to the arm. So I'm having to hold the GoPro, so I apologise that this is like super duper up close, but I'm hoping I'll still be able to get some scenic shots from the GoPro anyway to showcase this amazing hike to you. It's obviously been a huge snow year, lots of snow in the Sierra, which has resulted in like super intense mosquitoes according to all the reviews on all trails. So one thing I always recommend you do is check out things like all trails before you hike. That way you can sort of see what other people have said before they've done the hike, so they can tell you about trail closures or other conditions on the trail. But yeah, it's a gorgeous morning. I'll just pan around and show you. It's really cold, my hand's like ice, but it's going to get really warm later. So yeah, and there's a few bodies of water. I have done this trail before, so there is other videos of this trail, but I thought it was high time to do it again. So the trailhead I've just come from is just there with the parking lot off of Tioga Road. It's a challenge one of the day. I need to kind of ford this little stream to get over to the trail. So after that little water crossing I encountered at the beginning of the trail, it's pretty meandery through some outcrops, and then you get these bodies of water, and it's these stagnant pools of water that will be a breeding ground for all those mozzies. So I'm sure when I come back later I'll be getting swarmed in this area. But yeah, so far so good. A few people on the trail. My feet are so cold right now. Just over half a mile into the trail you get your first one of these, which you'll get quite a few of, where you just get to peek up at that amazing granite filled Sierra Nevada. Lots of places where you can like step off and take in the views. I love sections like this section where you're in amongst a lot of greenery, and you just get that really fresh feeling that you know that they've had enough precipitation in the winter for things to really grow this year. And it's really nice to see actually I've not had too many people, other than the people I originally saw at the start of the trail. I'm about a mile and a half in. So far there's been very little up, very little down. It's just been pretty flat with, you know, just that slight increase and decrease every so often. But so far it's actually been pretty easy, I would say. Thing is with this hike is this isn't the sort of hike that you just do this bit and then you turn around. Like if you're going to do it, you go all the way to Clouds Rest. So obviously there is harder sections to come, but I think compared especially to things like Half Dome, this trail is a lot easier. And I'd say it's better. If I was on the Half Dome trail now, I would be in a horde of people, and yeah, it just wouldn't be as fun. So this is definitely the better option, and with just as good a view, if you ask me. So I've already started to run into those pesky mosquitoes. I don't think I've had any bites yet, but I can definitely see them, especially every time I stop. So I'm just going to try and keep going as much as I can. But I'm just in this section, I'm just at the just under 2 mile section, and there are so many wildflowers around, it's gorgeous. In fact, I'd say there's more actually here than there was in Mount Rainier last week. You can just see they are everywhere. So the up was pretty intense. I've just clocked in 2.5 miles, so I would say, yeah, from 1.75 miles to 2.5 miles. It is around 1,000 feet, I think, which I'll put on the screen now, the actual of elevation change, which is fine, but it is intense. And the sun is out now, so it's starting to really heat up, so I'm really starting to feel it. So I'm at a trail junction and I can see so many bugs are starting to descend upon me, so I'm going to reapply my bug spray. But yeah, this is the trail junction. So Tanaya Lake is 2.5 miles back that way, and then just in this direction is where you can head up to Sunrise Camp, High Sierras, you know, Merced Lake, that kind of place, and also up to Tuolumne Meadows, which I have done in the past. This is like a little plateau, which is the perfect space actually to just take 5 and have a break, and then straight in front of you as you approach the junction you come to this sign, which obviously shows Clouds Rest as being 4.7 miles away, and Half Dome 9.7 miles away. So yeah, if you want to go all the way down to the valley, it's 13.2 miles. But yeah, so far so good. Not too many people on the trail itself, like it's been pretty quiet. There's 2 ladies who I saw at the start when I was crossing the river, and they a little bit behind me, and a few times they've come quite close, and then they've maybe taken a break and I've got a bit more headway, but we're sort of quite close. And then there was a couple who were in front of me, and they seem to be long gone. I haven't seen any sign of them since, and one trail runner has gone past me, and other than that, it's me, myself and I. So I'm going to take that break that I promised myself now, and reapply this bug spray before I get eaten alive, and then onwards to Clouds Rest. So the next section, you come out into a bit of a clearing, and you've just got this sort of rocky outcrop, so you descend into a canyon, and this is the canyon basically that you walk through, and it's pretty open, it's pretty exposed. There was some streams, but they were like very slightly flowing, so I personally wouldn't filter water from them because I just feel like they looked a bit stagnant. But yeah, it's pretty cool. And I think one thing with this hike that you really get is diversity. Like, you get to see lots of different sort of scapes, you know, whether it's in the forest or in sort of marshy areas, and then you get these sort of outcrop areas, and then obviously ultimately it's going to be peak high up onto Clouds Rest. So yeah, I'm really enjoying myself. I'm having such a good day, and it's going to be a hot day, but I'm so glad I brought the bug spray because they are on me. This gorgeous lake is reflecting sun and the sky. Still quite stagnant, but it is a water source if you get stuck. So from about the 4 mile mark onwards, after you pass a couple of little creeks, you come to this forest section, which is one of my favourite parts of the trail actually, because there's a slight elevation gain, but it's so minimal you don't really feel it. But it's quite open, which is really great for just keeping your eyes peeled for if you see any wildlife. And you just get those pure Yosemite vibes, you know, where you're amongst the pine trees, and yeah, just really nice vibes. I know that sounds not very technical, but that's what it is, okay? But yeah, I really like this section of the trail. And then this is one of the last sections before you get out into a very open area, and then obviously gradually ascend up. And there's no shade whatsoever, so it's actually quite nice to be in amongst the trees. So it's another trail junction, this time 2.5 miles up to Clouds Rest. So it's just up there that I will ascend up to Clouds Rest, directly in front here, and the trail is going to meander around. This is the last of that forest section, but it's already like sparsed out quite a bit before the summit. So I picked this spot just to get like a little bit of shade, and I've had like a snack, and when I say snack, I've had a Bounty and a Snickers bar. So if you're from the UK, you'll appreciate the bittiness of that. And I've had some water, but I'm trying to like not drink all my water on the way up. I'm actually like not that hot right now. When I stop and I cool down because I'm quite sweaty, it's not too bad, but I know that the summit's going to be a different story. So yeah, I'm about 2 miles from actually being at the top of Clouds Rest, and I'm feeling good. I'm making good time. At this point I'm about 5.5 miles into the trail, and the elevation's just starting to creep up again, but again, it's just, as you can see here, it's quite gradual. It's not too steep. There is obviously a very steep bit coming, but it's very manageable. But I definitely would say this is easier to do this time of the day, like in the morning, than it would be in the afternoon, because the sun is behind me, whereas if I was doing this in the afternoon, the sun would be facing me, and that would make it, obviously with that heat and stuff, it would be quite intense. Coming back is obviously going to be warm, but obviously you're going downhill quite a lot, and it's usually just a little bit easier when you know you're on the home run anyway. But I better carry on and follow the trail. So once you hit the 6 mile mark, there is another incline. It's not anything like insane, but obviously the sun is out now and I'm starting to get quite warm, so I'm a little bit breathy. And you can see from the trail cam here, we're going up, up, up. But the good news is that the spine is really close, and that's where I should get insane views of the Sierra. I'll be able to see Tanaya Lake, Mount Hoffman behind me on this side, and then the far high Sierra on that side, and then obviously directly in front I'll be heading towards Yosemite Valley and Half Dome. So yeah, I'm feeling the workout. I think I underestimate this hike every time I do it. I always think, oh, it's kind of flat, but it's really not flat. I think, you know, like it's not like North Dome. And whilst, yeah, there's not the elevation of Half Dome, you are still higher than Half Dome. And whilst you're not starting in the valley, you're starting on Tioga Road at Tanaya Lake, there is still like a hell of a climb involved. But it's worth every step. And it's so much more quiet. Like there is people around, but there's, you know, it's not, I'm passing people very infrequently at this point. So yeah, on I go. There's a little yellow-bellied marmot just here. He's coming over to say hi. And here is a stunning view of Yosemite and the Sierras. So you've got Tanaya Lake just here, Mount Hoffman up on the side, Lambert Dome in the distance, just sort of in this area, Cathedral Pass. Absolutely stunning. This trail is no joke, but it's not as steep as people think. Like you look at pictures and I don't think you gauge how wide this section is, and it levels. It's not just one sharp drop. It is a big drop, but there's lots of extra layers of rock, of granite before you do fall to your death. But it's just so stunning up here. Like this really is one of the best hikes I think in the whole world. In the whole world, you just see so much from one trail, but the struggle's real. I'm on 7.1 miles, so 0.4 miles to the summit, but obviously it's just up here. So I continue on hiking Clouds Rest. And there is my first glimpse of Half Dome and Yosemite Valley. Wow, just this little section to go to the top. It's narrowed out a little now, and I feel like I'm getting a bit of the altitude today, but it's been a while since I was this high. Here's the burn section. So you will pass through this if you do the JMT I did back in 2016 and also in 2017, and that's going to go through and then over to Cathedral Pass, down to Cathedral Lakes and ultimately to Army Meadows. But yeah, on I go.
ನಾವೀಗ ಬರ್ತಾ ನಾನು ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ.
It took me, I would say, about 3.5 hours, maybe just over 3 hours to get to the top, and I'm probably going to get back in 2.5. But yeah, the hike itself, trail's in really good condition. There was a few down trees, bit of snow, like one patch, and one big water crossing, and the rest were just streams with rocks and logs, so good vibes only. But if you like this video, please like it if you enjoyed it, and if you are planning to hike Clouds Rest, or you've done it before, or you just want to talk Yosemite, please comment in the comment section below, and please subscribe to the channel. I have so much content from national parks, and I've got a very big trail coming up in September, which I'm going to share with you guys as well. So yeah, stay tuned, keep watching, keep hiking.
I'll never forget these golden